Hi everyone, I'm AmyBooth of BlueRose Kennels, and we're sponsored by Canine Chronicle TV. If you're new to our channel, we try to teach tips and tricks for dog shows, whether it's handling, showing, training, or conditioning. We also have a really fun series called Ask the Professionals, and we go around and we ask everyone about a tip or trick that they could share with you. This week's question, with the big last weekend of shows of the year coming up, the Royal Canin shows plus the AKC Invitational, we asked them what they do special to prepare for these big events versus a normal dog show. So stay right there and listen to their answers. Hi there, and we're going to ask you our question of the week, which is, what do you do to prepare for shows like Orlando, the big Royal Canin show that's different than every other week?
It's like any other dog show. You have to have your dog ready to go into the ring in the best condition you can and to be well trained.
So nothing special?
No.
All right, thank you for your answer.
You're welcome.
And now we have Ernesto, and the question of the week is, what do you do to get ready for shows like Orlando for Royal Canin that is different, if anything, than what you do for any other dog show?
Well, first of all, I try not to worry because something might go wrong even though you're prepared. Second of all, just try to make it as in stride because it's going to be a long marathon of walking around. You have to always consider the dogs to be fine and all that, and of course trying to withstand all the walking. So I don't look at it like how hard it's gonna be. I just know that Monday there's a light to go out and just have fun. It's great to see everybody. Best dogs in the country are there, just like Westminster kind of thing. So that's the part that I like to try to focus and not to worry, but just try to come prepared for the weather and all that stuff. And so that's that. Just not worry, just go for it.
Thank you, Ernesto.
Thank you.
Okay, now we have David Stout. David, what do you do to prepare your dogs for big events like this coming week in Orlando that might be different than a normal dog show?
Fill up my cooler with lots of ice and lots of alcohol.
Thank you. Okay, and now we have Leonardo Garcini, and he's going to answer the same question. What do you do to prepare your dogs for shows like Orlando that may be different from the normal dog shows?
Well, actually, we prepare ourselves like for every single dog show, bigger or small, in the same way. Obviously, for bigger dog shows, you always get that extra push in some things here and there, but basically the same thing.
Thank you, Leonardo.
My pleasure. Good luck.
And now we have Luis, and he's going to tell us, what do you do to prepare your dogs and yourself for shows like Orlando, Royal Canin that may be different than the normal dog show?
I prepare all year. So when I get there, I'm ready.
Okay, thank you, Luis.
You're welcome.
And now we have Brittany Phelps, and she's going to tell us, what does she do to prepare for big events like Royal Canin that's coming up week in Orlando that may be different than any other dog show?
We generally, for each dog show, we get all the dogs ready and prepared before we go to the show. But for big events, we spend a little extra time being, a lot of your regular shows. It's smaller entries, not as many specials. But for a lot of the bigger shows, when you're going against, the number 1, number 2, and number 3 dogs in your breed with your specials, and even your champions, you have more majors and bigger entries. So we spend a little extra time getting the dogs a little extra perfect and just making sure everyone's mentally ready and physically ready and really good weight, and that the dogs are happy as we go there.
Perfect. Thank you, Brittany. And now we have David Harper. David, what do you do to prepare your dogs for big events like this upcoming week in Orlando for Royal Canin that may be different than any other show?
Well, ideally you'd like to give them the weekend off, but unfortunately if some of us are in races and we're tight with the number 1, you have got to get to the dog shows to get to the points. So double-edged sword.
Yeah, ideally you like to give them a week off.
Absolutely.
That sounds like a great one. You sound like my husband.
Have a good day.
Bye. And the question of the week is, what do you do different to prepare your dogs for dog shows, for big events like this upcoming week in Orlando, that may be different than a normal dog show?
I really don't do anything. I do exactly what I do. I keep my routine going. I try to make it fresh for my dog. Do my best.
Okay, thank you, Mike.
You're welcome. Thank you, Amy.
And now we have Marcelo Chagas, and we're going to ask him the same question. What do you do to prepare your dogs for big events like this upcoming week in Orlando, the Royal Canin shows, that may be different than any other dog show?
I do not do anything different. I prepare them the same way I prepare for a 300 dogs dog show every weekend.
Excellent, and all your dogs are in perfect condition.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Marcelo.
Thank you for asking me the question.
Have a great day. And now we have Kelly Shupp, the same question. What do you do to prepare your dogs for big events like Royal Canin this upcoming week in Orlando that may be different than a normal dog show?
I think you just try to make sure everybody's in tip-top shape, but not go out of your way, because then they feel more stressed that you're more stressed, so that they look perfect. So I think just keeping it as normal as possible is most important.
Good answer. Thank you, Kelly.
You're welcome.
And now we have another person for our question of the week, which is, do you do anything different to prepare your dogs for Royal Canin Orlando kind of a weekend versus a normal dog show?
Yes, you got to make sure that the conditioning of the coat is really good. So I do some stripping of the hair about a month before to get all that dead hair. And then when I bathe them in warm water with a good shampoo, and then condition that coat. And then afterwards, I rinse in a cold water, and then I blow dry thoroughly to make sure that skin stays fresh and clean and good. Otherwise, if that moisture stays in there, it could create skin problems and skin issues. And of course, the continually walking the dog, as a French Bulldog, you can't bike, obviously. So I just do laps around the hotel with him to make sure he gets his proper exercise, just like normal.
And that's not different than a normal?
Yeah, as far as the coat, because you don't want to bathe them too much and all that. So that stripping a month before at the big shows really helps get that dead hair. You don't want to do it too much, because then it can create the follicles and issues. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Perry.
You bet. Absolutely.
Have a great day.
Yeah, thank you.
And now we have Jodie Paquette, and the same question is, do you do anything different to prepare your dogs for big circuits like the Orlando Cluster Royal Canin than the normal dog shows?
Probably the only thing different is I try to stay with my kids longer beforehand, in denial that I have to leave for another long week of stress. But once I'm there, I'm perfectly happy to be there.
Yeah, and your dogs, anything, any special tricks?
No, just lots of extra free time.
Okay.
It's a long week in a crate.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jodie.
Thanks.
And now we have Rusty Howard, and the question of the week, Rusty, is, do you do anything special to prepare your dogs for big circuits like Royal Canin, the Orlando set of shows, versus the normal set of dog shows?
I would say just make sure that their head is right, as far as their, don't work them too hard before you go to a show like that. Make sure they get some R&R just ahead. That's what I would say.
Yeah, if you can, take a weekend off.
Yeah, if you can take, or be home in a few days where you're not like going into that where they're, so tired before they get there.
Yeah, because it's a long week.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, thank you, Rusty.
You're welcome.
We hope you have enjoyed this series. It's supposed to be lighthearted and fun, a little bit entertaining, as well as informative. All the answers were, again, top-notch professional answers. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye for now.